everyone, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a wonderful day. It is Wednesday, October 5th, and we are going to dive into an announcement from Joanna Forsyth, Anna Duggar, Joyful Joanna. Yes, Joanna brings the joy. Joanna, the sweet girl that was after a lot of boys and smashed right in between a lot of boys. Joanna. So Joanna has been doing a lot. She's been posting a lot on her social media, recently returning after a very long break. And she recently took a trip to the Alaska. So she went to Alaska She went to Alaska with her husband, Austin, and they went camping and they went hiking and they went fishing. It would look beautiful. But while she was trekking through the rough terrain and roughing it in tents and just being a total tough overall like outdoors kind of girl, Joanna was actually pregnant. I was like, oh my gosh, she did this all while pregnant. This is incredible. So Joanna Forsyth announced her pregnancy today. She is pregnant with her third child. Actually, this is her fourth pregnancy. And she shared the news on her Instagram and in a video on her YouTube. We'll get into the news in a second, but before we do, can you do me a huge favor and give this video a thumbs up? Also, subscribe to my channel if you have not yet subscribed and turn notifications on so you know when I go live or new content loads, and make sure to leave me some comments if you have something to say. So earlier today, I have been getting quite a few messages from fans of the Duggars or just people that peruse, and like every day it's, Jessa looks like she's pregnant. Joy's hiding a bump. This person looks pregnant. Kendra had a baby. Lauren must have had a baby. And, I don't try to speculate. I'm always like, I don't know. The only time I speculated was when Anna looked pregnant. Well, I've speculated maybe more than once. But I'm saying, like, in general, I try not to, because, listen, like, they will literally announce when they have a baby and they will announce when they're pregnant. That's, like, what they do. So she announced today, and this is what she said. Baby number 3 is on the way. Full video in YouTube, link in bio. And it's a photograph of her with her ultrasound with Austin, and then another one with her and the kids. So this is her fourth pregnancy, and in a video that she uploaded on YouTube, she was actually just in Alaska, having just landed in Alaska, and she's like, I think I'm pregnant. And she magically has a pregnancy test with her. She said that she and Austin had been trying, so she felt like she might be pregnant, but she was going to take the test and just see, and she was going to film it, and if she was, she was. If she wasn't, she wasn't. And so she and Austin looked at it together, and presto changeo, she's pregnant. So she has the pregnancy test. She's crying. It's so sweet. I mean, she's obviously very excited about having another baby, and this is something that she's been wanting, and apparently they've been trying for quite a bit of time, and it finally comes to fruition. So then we cut to her getting home, and it sounds like she actually needs to go to the doctor right away. And it's revealed by Joy that she's actually involved in a very high-risk pregnancy, and so she's going to have to be monitored very closely by doctors because of a 20-week loss that she had with her baby Annabelle. So before she had Evelyn, she gave birth to a baby girl at 20 weeks. They named her Annabelle, and unfortunately, because of how early she came, she passed. And because of that, her next pregnancy with Evelyn, she said, was monitored very, very closely, and she gave birth to Evelyn in the hospital. So this time around, she also is going to be monitored very closely. And I guess when you...
The doctor wanted us to come in as soon as we could, as soon as we got home, to make sure baby's doing okay, my levels are all okay. If not all of you know, with my second pregnancy, I had a late-term pregnancy loss at 20 weeks with our daughter Annabelle. And so with Evelyn's pregnancy and this pregnancy, I am considered high risk. And so the doctor just wants to make sure that baby's growing at a good rate and that mom's healthy. And so
I guess when you've had one early birth, you have a higher likelihood of having another one. And I can only tell you from my own experience, as I had a preemie. I had a preemie at 35 weeks. And if I planned to have another baby, I would have automatically been high risk because you have a higher percentage of having another preterm birth. And they would give me shots to keep my levels up, the progesterone levels, and to ensure that the baby stays inside. There's a lot of reasons why late term losses can happen, but sometimes it has to do with her levels. And it sounds like for Joanna, they're monitoring her progesterone levels and one other level I wasn't familiar with. But interestingly, she also revealed that she has thyroid issues. So she said that she's been battling thyroid issues since she had Evelyn. And I'm not clear, she wasn't clear what level, like what issues she's having with thyroid. A lot of times after you have a baby, women can become hyperthyroid, and then other times women can become hypothyroid. Either way, you have to have your thyroid levels checked, and in some cases, you have to have your thyroid removed if it's creating too much and you can't bring down the levels, or you have to take medicine to increase the levels. It's always a game, and you have to get your blood work checked all the time. So she had to go to the doctor and have multiple blood draws, and apparently everything is good. So she felt comfortable announcing the pregnancy.
My progesterone level looks incredible for how far along I am. He said my HCG levels doubled like they should because I had to go in. I did 3 different lab draws on 3 different days, and so they want to kind of see your HCG levels double every 2 days, and mine went over double, which is amazing.
Pregnancy. And showing this off, but she's very early in her pregnancy. So when she took the pregnancy test, Joy was in Alaska. She was in Alaska in September, and she was saying in the video, that her due date was in May, making her in the first trimester. So she's got like several weeks until she hits the end of her first trimester, and she's still in a zone where the baby losses are still a higher probability in the first trimester than the second, and so on as you go further. But she's still in a zone where there is risk in announcing this soon. Obviously, she was excited enough that she wanted to share. Some women don't share until after their first trimester. I shared at my 9-week appointment when we got a heartbeat. So I think everyone is different in how they choose to announce. The timing of her announcement is interesting because it happens to coincide with the appeal being released and drafted and filed by Josh. So I saw in my comments some people were wondering if she made the announcement because Josh Duggar's appeal was done, and so Jim Bob wants to cycle and get cycled into the news system good content about the Duggars. And I don't know. Honestly, Joy and Austin have been kind of doing their own thing since the trial. And I know there's been some tension between her and her family since the conviction. So I'm not sure if she would coordinate something like this with her family. I did notice that as soon as Joy posted something about her pregnancy, then quickly Jessa posted a photograph of Henry. And then she posted another post on top of that, which I thought Jessa had been dormant on social media for several days and then quickly posts something about procreation and the beauty of life, which I was like, okay, are you stealing Joy's thunder for 5 minutes? Can you just let Joy have this moment, Jessa? That's just me. And then she posted about getting children involved and having them learn how to chip in and do chores, and how today's generation just is placating children and doing everything for them and not teaching them anything, and they're not being tough enough kind of thing, like biblical childrenhood, which I thought is ironic because Josh Duggar is 34 years old and his parents are still bailing him out, and his parents are still paying for his appeal, and his parents are still allowing him to perpetuate a lie. So did Josh's parents teach him any favors? It sounds like Josh's parents allowed him to get away with a lot. Maybe that's a poke at her parents. I don't know. Frankly, the Duggars haven't posted anything on social media, and there hasn't been a lot of like family gatherings that they're posting about, so it's hard to know where everyone stands at the present. So Joy is expecting baby number 3. Some of you were a little bit worried in my comments because you said recently that Joyanna was recently talking about how she felt overwhelmed as a mother and like she wasn't doing enough for her kids. And that, you know, obviously is a concern for some people. I think the hard part of this group and this culture is that they, no matter how overwhelmed a mom is, they're encouraged to have more and more and more kids. And I just hope that Austin will help her along the way not feel like she has to have a million kids because it's her duty, and that maybe they just want to have 3 or 4 kids. I mean, plenty of families have 3 or 4 kids. That's not uncommon. So we'll just have to wait and see. I don't foresee Joy becoming the next Michelle Duggar. I see that more like Jessa. That's just my opinion. Or Kendra. And so finally, congratulations to Joy and Austin. I think they will do great. Tell me what your thoughts are in the comments below. Bye, guys.